So, good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. So, today we're going to discuss the health aspect of the vegan lifestyle or the plant-based lifestyle. And before we begin, of course, the disclaimer is that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist, dietitian, none of the above. So it's always good to double check like anything that I say. So I'm not an expert in nutrition. I know how it makes me feel. And I've been vegan for many years. So I hope that what I have to share is will be interesting for you. It's from a general perspective. Yeah, so that being said, so let's start. So a vegan lifestyle is many things. So for many aspects, it plays in many aspects. As we saw before, it plays, of course, in the animal welfare aspect. That is for me, the most important and the main reason why I am vegan. So this is like called ethical veganism, or being an ethical vegan. So doing it mainly for the ethical reasons. But of course, it also has a lot of benefit for many other aspects, like the planet. That's also, of course, a super important topic, especially nowadays with climate change and all. And yeah, there's also aspect of social justice that we're going to see in later presentations. And health. Health is a very important topic. We all want to be healthy. And yeah, when we are healthy, we feel good. It is sustainable. We can continue this lifestyle very easily. And yeah, so it's just eating like vibrant food. So not eating basically dead food. And it's beautiful, like we are eating the rainbow, the color of the rainbows. Everything tastes good and feels very good from energetic perspective. So when we eat, for example, like fruit, like raw fruit, then we feel like there's like an electricity in us. We feel happy. So it increases happiness in us. And it's, well, one can look at it in many aspects for the health, like what it does for us and like what our body is meant to, what it is meant to eat. Are we meant to eat meat, eggs, and fish? One can see it physiologically is like our intestine is much longer than the one of like carnivores, because we need to like digest slowly whatever we eat, and this is really perfect for all plant-based food. So we see that carnivores they have very short like intestine, because they need to let go of everything that they eat very very fast, so that it doesn't putrefy. And when we eat meat, then it stays for a long time in our intestine, and it can create issues like inflammations. So why? Because meat also doesn't have fiber in it, so it's only whole food. I mean, only plant-based that has fiber, and fiber is of course very important to to be regular and to be able to eliminate easily. Um, and that is a super important part of a vegan or plant-based or whole food plant-based diet is this idea that we can eliminate very easily the food coming out of us being digested very well and fast. There are other clues that we are not really meant to eat meat is we don't have really claws like carnivores. And our teeth is ridiculously small, like the incisors. Those are not meant to catch a prey or eat like a raw meat or fish. It's just meant for grinding. It's for a plant basically. And so let's discuss this topic. So our hearts, they love plants, and there have been many studies that like scientific studies to see the effect of eating a whole food plant-based diet or a vegan diet, and the effects were quite dramatic. There were like some great doctors that work on it were like Dr. T. Colin Campbell. He wrote the book, The China Study. It's one of the biggest research book on large scale like diet. It was in China that he did it, and for many years. And what he discovered is, I mean, he was not a vegan or vegetarian even before that, but then he saw how the effect of eating meat and fish and eggs, dairy, had on the health of everyone in China. So he really studied. It's a it's a beautiful research. You can read about it so it's a book. You can buy it on Amazon. It's called The China Study. And it is very scientific. So it's not just believing if it is good or not. It's really scientifically proved that what causes issues in the body is mainly animal food. And there is another doctor called Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, I believe. And he also did the research like independently from Dr. Colin Campbell. And he was more into the like in working with patients who had heart issues and other issues. And then I think the hospital sent him the worst cases, and then he tried to help them. And he also discovered similarly that a whole food plant-based diet is extremely effective into improving patients' health, even reversing it, all the issues of the heart in some cases. And I would also advise you to check it out. And so this today's video is indeed about this. It's called Forks Over Knives. If you have not seen it, it's a wonderful documentary. I've seen it several times. And in this, we can see also the everything that Dr. T. Colin Campbell did, and also Dr. Esselstein and other doctors. And it's quite an amazing documentary. It's one of the best in its class. That means in it's showing a whole food plant-based diet from a like health perspective or vegan diet, but vegan diet is not necessarily the same as whole food plant-based diet. So whole food plant-based diet is more it's like a vegan diet, but really very healthy one. So it's mostly whole food. That's where the whole food plant-based diet means. So whole food is like grains, legumes, a lot of raw foods. So they also recommend minimizing or eliminating like oil, salt, and sugar from the diet. Maybe the most important would be oil, but I do not know. But all three of them, they recommend to minimize and at best to eliminate completely. And yes, so this documentary is on YouTube. It is available for free. In the past, it was on Netflix. It was not a free documentary, so they decided to make it free, which is wonderful. And you just need to. So I gave the link to the site, and you can register. Just give your email, and then they will send you a link. Basically, I believe it's an unlisted video, so it is public, but just the URL is not public. But then they will send you the URL. Yeah, so as the slide says, so the improvements is like includes like lowering the bad cholesterol, better overall blood fat profiles, and there was like and weight loss also. And there was a famous Stanford study with identical twins where like one was given vegan food and one was given like normal like omnivore food. And then it was seen that the vegan twin had improved heart health markers, which is quite interesting because so the identical twins, they have the same genes, but the only difference was what they ate. So this was quite an interesting scientific study. So we can. The study shows that the cholesterol, it drops very fast when we pass to a vegan or a whole food plant-based diet. It doesn't take years to achieve it, literally in just weeks, which is quite incredible. And yes, and this helps a lot to prevent diseases like, all the health issues, all the heart issues, heart attacks. This prevents them quite strongly. Of course, it's not, it will not bring it to absolute zero, but it reduces by quite a lot. And considering that, for example, in the United States, I believe the heart attacks or heart issues may be the number one reason for death. So it's the mortality number one like enemy is all related to the heart issues. I don't know the statistics, but it's quite a lot. And just reducing the everything that related to animal products, eliminating it completely, going whole food even. This reduces by a very significant amount those all the issues with the heart. So it's quite amazing. Then if someone knows the solution to an issue and gives it and for free, and then about an issue that causes an enormous amount of pain, but very few listen, that is very sad and quite not understandable. And the reason may be a lot of it related to politics and unfortunately lobbying and money. But yes, we all know, not we all, but scientifically it is known that really whole food plant-based diet reduces incredibly all the issues. So why not think about it or give it a try at least and seeing? So going to a doctor, maybe taking like a blood test, and then going whole food plant-based diet for a month, and then going back to the doctor and seeing what the result is, and it will be quite incredible, the improvement. So Forks Over Knives shows this also with somebody who did this, like somebody who had a lot of issues, who took a lot of pills. And it shows, not only one, but there was several in this documentary. And then it's very fascinating to see this. So that's why I recommend to see this documentary. It can save our life, literally, and the lives of our loved ones. So it's a good watch. So as you said before, so in plants there's fiber, and there's quite a lot of it. And this permits to eliminate food and to reduce inflammations also. There's a much less saturated fat, which comes from many animal products. And yes, so and there's no dietary cholesterol, which is great for reducing the bad cholesterol. So it's also the blood sugar issues. So there are many, unfortunately, in the world who have diabetes, which is like, I'm not an expert in it. There are like two types of diabetes type 2 and type 1. And it's related to how the cells gets energy from sugar, related to sugar. And I know that in the type 1, it's it's I think the liver doesn't produce anymore insulin, like the fat is preventing the sugar, the energy to get into the cells, and there's no more creation of something like the key to let the sugar, the energy comes into the cell, and then it's one needs to get some shots of that every day, I believe. I'm not sure. And in that type 2 diabetes is not yet completely stopped, so the liver still makes something insulin. And but still, one has issues with sugar spikes, and one needs to be very careful. And it's a very serious condition. And a whole food plant-based diet can do quite a lot to even reverse the type 2 diabetes. In many cases, the type 2 diabetes can be reversed with a whole food plant-based diet. And this is something that I would recommend everyone to look at, especially if one has diabetes. And the type 1 diabetes, it cannot be like fully resolved, but still, if I remember well, there was at least one can reduce significantly the amount of the shots that one needs to give oneself every day, maybe even half less, which is quite amazing too. So yes, please have a look at the Forks Over Knives documentary again, which discusses many of these topics. And it's wonderful to help to really improve one's health. What better thing to do? So our medical system, unfortunately, is based on not on prevention but on curing. Like when one has like an issue or whatever it may be, heart issues or other issues, then one goes to the doctor, and then maybe there is a surgery, and there's a double bypass surgery for the heart. It's very painful experiences, painful things to have to pass through. But yeah, it's very important for those who have those issues at the time when then they do have like a heart attack or almost heart attack to help to heal them at that moment. But this is like a reactive system in most of the medical systems in the world, unfortunately. But we could prevent much of it through lifestyle changes. And one of the main one, of course, is what we eat. So maybe like it's food for thoughts. Yeah. So so one of the other advantages of a whole food plant-based diet is that one can lose weight without counting calories, and that's very important. It's basically effortless weight loss when one can eat almost anything and as much as one wish, because of calorie density. So whole food plant-based, they are very nutrient dense, but very calorie less calorie dense. So that means so when we eat, for example, a big salad, then our stomach will be quite full, even though we did not eat that many calories. While when we eat something that is very heavy, like oil or oil-based food, then the oil is extremely caloric. I think 1 tablespoon is like close to 100 kilocalories. And then our stomach feels full with just a little bit of food. And this causes weight gains. So whole food plant-based diet really helps with weight loss, and also because of the daily fiber intake, which is much higher than the normal people take when one eats omnivore diet. So it's like an average maybe of 40 grams, while normally in the standard Western diet it would be like 15. So yeah, losing weight is on many people's list of things to like to happen, and people try many methods, and many times they do succeed in like losing weight, but then they regain it unfortunately quite soon afterwards. So having a system where we don't even have to count calories and lose weight is like magic. And actually it's not magic, it's just science basically. So yes, to keep in mind. And then we have fat leaves places it shouldn't be in. And yeah, there were like research that showed that when one eats like a vegan diet, then the fat leaves places where it should just not be. And of course, this is related to especially to whole food plant-based diet, but even just a vegan diet that removes all animal products, which are very inflammatory to the body, which don't contain fiber and a lot of saturated fat. So this goes into different places in the body. And this is also important for all those with diabetes. Like stopping those animal products can help them a lot. So there have been studies with really people at work, in a large workplace, and so they went plant-based, and then they continued their normal life. They just changed their diet to just a whole food plant-based diet, and there was significant results like weight, cholesterol, and blood sugar, and just within months. So not years, but really quite fast. And yeah, so it's very meaningful. So it's like real people with real jobs can achieve measurable results just by changing basically one thing. What they eat, what we eat, without stopping war. So often when one goes on diets, then one needs to restrict calories, and then one can feel tired and like not fulfilled. One feels that one wants to eat, but then it's like a forced restriction, and that creates issues. So so having a system where we don't have to count calories, where people are feeling satisfied, that's very good. Yeah, so this is about like I feel better feeling. So when we eat whole food plant-based, then the microbiome changes. Microbiome is like the bacteria in our gut, which are very important. I think it was discovered relatively recently, all the science about the microbiome. And those bacteria are really working in symbiosis with our body. and they help us to in many ways. And when we eat all food plant-based, then this microbiome becomes something very positive. So all the positive bacteria are populated, while when we eat animal-based products, then it's like the so-called wrong bacteria that become populated, that eat different stuff, and like it's less healthy. Okay, the high fiber disease already we said that a whole food plant-based diet or a vegan diet is includes a lot of fiber, especially if one eats like a lot of fruits and vegetables and legumes. And there's much less inflammations. So all the pro-inflammation foods are eliminated from the diet, and this creates health basically. So yeah, this is like not magic, just basic science and what our body is thrives on. We thrive on plant-based diets. So yes, it's basically just science. So and also trying it out, seeing the results. So there are many scientific research done around this. I invite you to have a look at it. And it's also not a cure. It's not like a magic. It's not to not cure overnight, mostly, but it helps the body to heal naturally. Since it doesn't give a lot of inflammations to the body, it's very nutritious, plenty of fibers. So yeah, so just trying it out will show us ourselves how we feel. That's always the best thing to do. It's not just to listen to anyone or anything, but to try it out. It's like practice over theory. Theory is good, but most of us are not doctors or nutritionists. So we just have to try it out for ourselves, just see how we feel. Maybe just for a month, like Veganuary helps to do, and see how we feel. Many people feel amazing after just a couple of weeks of going vegan. And it's also intangible things. It's not only about health, but also like one could say mental health, like feeling happier, more joyful, more peaceful. Because we eat vibrant food, eliminate easily, and just eat good things. We don't restrict ourselves. So the vegan diet is not a restrictive diet. We basically can eat we can eat anything that doesn't contain animal products, but that is not restrictive at all. There are so much food that we can eat, and even in the vegan diet, there can be many different routes. Some eat more whole food, some eat less whole food, some eat more fat, some eat less fat. One can just test by oneself how one best feel, and then go that way. So it's not restrictive at all. Yeah, something to try, basically. And if one doesn't feel good on it, then just maybe try to first understand why. It's not just going back immediately. Just check with a nutritionist. Maybe one doesn't eat the right kind of like vegan food for ourselves. So, for example, a very good thing is to eat fruits. So if one eat vegan but never eat fruits, then that's not ideal. So yeah, in the vegan lifestyle, we can also eat. I'm not sure if we can say unhealthy, because even the most unhealthy vegan diet would be, in my opinion, much better than the healthiest in quotation mark animal products diets. But still, it can be a bit unhealthy to eat like so-called fake meats all day. It's good. It's okay to eat it from time to time. For example, fake meats, but maybe not all the time or every day. So yes, and that is a very important slide. Is that this is safe, complete, and suitable for every stage of life, from pregnancy and breastfeeding to infancy, childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and older age. And this has been recognized by three of the biggest dietitians organizations in the world. So the US, the UK, and Canada. So the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, that's in the United States, and the British Dietetic Association, and the dietitians of Canada. They all agree on that point, that a well-planned vegan, whole food plant-based diet can be healthy, nutritional, adequate, and supportive of long-term health, and in all stages of life. Which is quite amazing to see that and to have that confirmation that it is not just people believing it, but actually it was proven and scientifically accepted. And they add that yes, they emphasize that the nutritional needs require just simple attention to just a few key nutrients that can either be absent from or less abundant in plant foods. So there are a few ingredients that may be hard to get or don't have in the in plant-based for some reason, like the vitamin B12, iodine, vitamin D, and omega-3 fats, EPA, DHA. Well, each one of those has some additional ideas behind it. So, for example, vitamin D, well, it's like everybody is in the same boat, that one eats vegan or not, because it comes when the sun, we are in the sun, and then it's like some kind of metabolism that becomes vitamin D when we are in the sun, but that's for basically everybody. Yeah, for the omega-3 fats, EPA, DHA, well, we vegans can eat a lot of omega-3, what is called ALA. It's like from chia seeds, I believe, also flax seeds and other food that are very healthy. And then this can be converted in our body to EPA, DHA by itself. For some people, that's more than enough. I mean, they don't need to go further. But some people would need to supplement it eventually. Yeah, I think Dr. Michael Greger, one of the greatest doctors alive, he's like a whole food lifestyle doctor. He has a wonderful site like nutritionfacts.com, also YouTube, a very popular YouTube channel. And I think he eats like 2 nori sheets a day to get his to be sure to get his EPA, DHA, omega 3. So yeah, this comes from algae. So all these omega-3 fat can be found in algae in the sea. So there are many which has it, but one of the best maybe nori, because it neither have too much nor too little, and also because we don't want too much either. And so if one needs omega-3 fats, then one can get it from algae, I mean nori, algae especially, and or one can take supplement simply. That's not the end of the world. And yeah, iodine also is a bit special. So there's a lot many salts which which are iodized or have iodine. That is important for the thyroid. Um, and yes, so if one, for example, eats wait. Um, mm, Actually, I don't remember. Was it for the nori sheets? Was it for iodine or for the omega-3 fat that Dr. Greger was eating nori? I think it's the omega-3. Iodine or something different, but to be checked. But yeah, iodine can be had from like salt that has been added iodine to. And one can get like a supplement again if one really needs it. And vitamin B12 here, that's the maybe the main one that one can have issues with on a vegan diet. But it's not because the meat has like vitamin B12. I mean, it's not because the cows produce vitamin B12, but it's because they eat grass and like soil, and the vitamin B12 in very very minuscule. It's like bacteria in the soil, and these the cows eat it, and then we get it from the meat. But in the past, we also got it from like plants, from fruits, because we did not sanitize everything. And so we got it like we don't need a lot. We just need a very very small amount of it, and we got it because we didn't sanitize everything. Maybe we ate apples just a little bit, washing it and then eating it, and then we got the vitamin B12 from that. But nowadays everything is so sanitized that we have almost no vitamin B12 like in the food, except if it is fortified. So there are some fortified food. I believe nutritional yeast may be often fortified, maybe some plant-based milk. And yeah, so, and also cows, I believe nowadays, since most of the cows are indoors, so they not even have like outdoors eating. So they are injected with vitamin B12, like just to make it artificially to have vitamin B12, but it's quite ridiculous. But yes, the best would be just to have like a supplement, either daily or weekly. We don't need to take it daily, this one. But yeah, and it's very easy to take. There's many like very good tasting like drops of like vitamin B12 that is very tasty. That tastes like candy. And yeah, so and that is that. And yes, for of course for babies, what they need most is human's milk, not cow's milk. I mean, human's milk is what has been developed by nature, like naturally over like millions of years. Like it's the perfect formula for a human baby. And cow's milk is not for humans; it's for their babies, and it's a very different formula. And why? Because well, calves, babies, they need to grow up very, very fast and very, very heavy, while humans, babies, do not. So yeah, that's why the human milk is the absolute ideal food for babies until they've weaned. And then yeah, and we are the only species that drink milk after we have weaned from it, and even not only that, but also from other species, which is very weird and strange. But yeah, so yeah, so that was the last slide. Um, as you see, I'm not an expert in nutrition. I know a little bit, but not that much. It's best to check with what are called lifestyle doctors, so whole food plant-based doctors or vegan doctors. Because doctors, unfortunately, they do not have a lot of nutrition studies. They don't study almost no nutrition in their courses, which is also very sad because nutrition is so important, but doctors don't learn about it, so they cannot really recommend it to patients. And through proper food, proper nutrition, one can prevent many of the like issues that we have nowadays in society, like diabetes, like heart diseases, even some cancers. And it can also help in healing, even when one has those issues. It can help heal people in ways that no other pills can do. And there are so many like recurrent issues. So diabetes is like how do you call it? Like an issue that like day to day. It's not something that has it one time and then it is solved and then it's over, but it's a recurrent issue, and it's very sad. So people need to take pills every day, many pills every day. Each pill has their own issues and side effects, and they need to take shots in themselves to help with issues. And this could be resolved via food, via especially whole food, plant-based diet, which is amazing. And at the same time, it's very sad that so many people don't do that. So yes, maybe it's all about education, educating people to the effect of food on the health. And for that, there are some documentaries. Again, one of the best is Forks Over Knives. It's very scientific based. One can see many medical doctors, true doctors, nutritionists, and they know their stuff and they studied it. And the two main ones, I believe, were not vegans or vegetarians initially, but they became vegan. Or rather, they changed to a whole food plant-based diet. But the whole food plant-based is basically a vegan diet, because veganism is a lifestyle, not a diet. Just the idea behind a vegan diet is just to eliminate all the animal products. That's already very healthy. But the whole food plant-based goes a bit further and tries to find which foods are really best for us. from the vegan, what is what the options from the vegan food options. Yes, and what I can say from my own experience is that I am I am quite healthy. I believe I rarely have any health issues at all. I'm rarely sick, and the only times I'm sick from time to time, maybe once a year or two, is a flu. That's basically the only health issues that I have. I'm lucky with that. I'm grateful that that is the case. And yeah, I attribute it mostly to relatively good lifestyle. Maybe not the best, but it's not too bad. And of course, I am vegan. That helps a lot. I do not exercise a lot, unfortunately. I mean, not nowadays anyway, but I also don't drink alcohol. That also helps. I don't smoke or take any drug. So, in that sense, that also helps with health, because like alcohol is a very big issue also. For health wise, I think it's alcohol is like basically a poison to the body. And I believe one should not take even in moderacy or moderate. I don't know how to say it. One should just eliminate alcohol from one's life for so many reasons. Okay, but this is not a discussion about alcohol, so let's leave it at that. But yes, so from my own experience, at least for me and from those that I see around me, those that are vegans, they are usually quite healthy. It's not, of course, I said, I mean, one can have issues, but it's rare. It's more rare. It's more rare. It's not that it's 0% issues or that one is eternal or that one will never be sick. But it's like a prevention rather than a cure. So trying to prevent issues, not going to to having to go to the hospital for surgeries and things like that. Avoiding as much as possible any heart issues, diabetes, or any other stuff. So yes. So I hope that was helpful. And yes, let's now go to the next stage of the morning routine. Yeah, I will just check one thing, just 1 minute. Yes, I just checked about what I said about Dr. Michael Krager, who eats like 2 nourish a day, I believe, and it is for the omega-3 that he is doing it, for the omega-3 EPA DHA. So yeah, if you want to know more about nutrition-based facts, like scientific facts, then please check Dr. Michael Kreger's YouTube channel and site. He's quite an amazing individual, an amazing and compassionate doctor who has quite a lot of videos on his channel about all kind of issues, and he's very very scientific. So okay, so let's go to the spiritual practice part of it. So let's start with our morning prayer. So this is again the 5 Reiki's principle plus an affirmation and one moment. An affirmation and a mantra. So a mantra is a very well-known mantra that for me is one of the most important mantras in yoga, which is Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. So now you can of course pray in your own way. This is just my way to set the stage. This is what I do every single morning after waking up and before practicing, just to set the mood, to give me inspiration, aspiration, and to try to make the day as beautiful as possible. So let's do it. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. Just for today, I will show gratitude for my many blessings. Just for today, I will be kind to all living beings. May today be a joyful, peaceful, blissful, and magical day. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy and free. And may our thoughts, words, and deeds contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace to all of nature, peace to all living beings, all humans, all animals, and finally peace to ourselves and to our own mind. Om. So also before we begin, so after the prayer, it's a good idea to do a gratitude session, short session. So let's just do a couple of minutes, maybe like 4 or 5 minutes, each one of us in their own way, being grateful for different gifts in our lives, like that we have a body, that we are. We have clothes, we have beds, we have a house around, like above our head. We have food, so we thank the farmers who bring us food, who cultivate it for so hard. For our families, friends, colleagues, co-workers, for our work, that we have a work. Some people don't have a work. That we have money. If we do, hopefully we do. So yeah, we don't need a lot of money, but we need like the minimum. And yes, so let's just being grateful in our own way. So let's do it for 4 or 5 minutes. So now let's pass to the first part of the practice. So the practice, usually how it's done is first, well, I'll give like an outline of the practice. It's like first we start with the physical exercises. Okay, first you can say the prayers and gratitude. Then a bit of physical exercises. This can be very simple ones, like we are going to do now, just to unloosen the joints. It can be more active ones, like Surya Namaskar, or anything that you think, or Pilates, dancing, anything that you wish that really makes the body move. Yeah, why do we do that? Just to unloosen the joints again and to move the body, especially in the morning. And then after that, the idea is to do some relaxation, because usually after we do some physical exercises, we want to relax. Relaxation can be done either sitting up or lying down, like in Shavasana. And there are different types of relaxation. So some can be like the 31 points that we saw in the couple of last days. One can do body scans. One can do tense and relax, where one tenses every part of the body and then relaxes it. That's also a very good way to relax very very effectively and fast. And then we have pranayama afterwards. Usually some kind of breathing exercises. We have different part of it, but one of the main one that we see now is Nadi Shodhana, so alternate nostril breathing. Plus some breath awareness to see that we breathe diaphragmatically, and with all the things that we saw yesterday that we're going to review also today. After that, we can have like a self-dialogue session where we actually talk to ourselves in a positive way. And finally, we have the meditation itself, which can have different forms. Usually it's a concentration on some kind of object of concentration, or awareness. Like if it's more Buddhist style, you can be more aware of whatever happens, not necessarily concentration, but an awareness of the concentration. It's hard to describe it. But yeah, so anyway, that would be meditation. So if you follow it for the couple of last days, you see that I repeat myself often, because for several reasons. One is repetition is always a good thing, just to really start to have this habit of doing things in that way. Also, since it's like a YouTube style of teaching, so this is like teaching many people in a broadcast kind of way. So I'm not sure who is really listening, and when they will listen later. Also, it doesn't mean that they will listen from first lecture to the other ones, to the next one. So that way, I somehow have to repeat it almost every time. Especially those are quite long sessions, like I think 3 hours each. So yeah, I don't think many people will watch all of them completely, of course. It would be interesting to watch just the lectures. That's the thing that would be different from one to the other one, especially. But still, I wish for those who really follow it regularly, I wish to do something different from time to time. Have some advancement, doing some more advanced stuff. So, like every maybe 10 days, I will like go a bit further in the practice. But still looking at the old stuff as well. So just for a reference, because I didn't really talk much about what is this practice that we do. So it is yoga. It is traditional yoga, which is more about meditation than physical asanas. So nowadays, physical asanas is quite a big thing everywhere. I think in most yoga studios, that is almost entirely based on asanas. But asanas is just supposed to be a small part of the yoga way, yoga path. And certainly shouldn't be the main thing. It's just asanas basically mean like sitting position, sitting posture, literally. It doesn't mean anything doing physical. So it's like learning to sit down in a comfortable and stable position. That's what we learn from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. That's the main text of yoga. I think it's like 197 or 6 sutras, where it explains the science of yoga and what yoga is, and maybe what it is not. And in this, it defines just the 3 sutras related to asanas, which is quite telling. Mostly it says that we need to be stable and comfortable in our sitting position. That's it. There's no descriptions of any postures like we see nowadays. And it says that if we are stable and comfortable, then we can reach high level of concentration. So posture is important. Sitting postures are important. But yeah, so why do we do asanas? Just again to unloosen the limbs so that we can sit for a longer time. So maybe a reasonable practice would be just to do between 5 and 15 minutes of physical exercise, before practice, and then start the practice. Then one will feel quite good. And also doing exercise is very healthy, of course. So this is not to be undervalued. So there is a lot of values to moderate physical exercise, not too much. Too much is too much. It can lead to injuries and whatnot. But just a moderate amount of physical exercise is always a good thing. So yeah, so to return to yoga, what we do in these sessions, what I demonstrate, what I introduces is your traditional yoga, and it is like one could say it's the Himalayan tradition based, which is a very nice tradition that comes from the Himalayas, and it has been given by great teachers from the East. Like one of them is Swami Rama, who came to the United States long time ago. He passed away now, but yeah, he was a great teacher, a great person. So he taught many like meditation practices, many practices which are maybe not that well known, and it's in a very systematic way. So that's why it's very nice way to practice is it's very systematic, it's very methodological, it's very scientific in its way of doing. And it's not very complicated. When the meditations, they can get complicated in advanced part, but it's not necessarily necessary in order to have the benefits of meditation. And yeah, so meditation, I'm not sure if I should really talk about meditation now, but maybe just a little bit. So meditation can have many benefits. So health benefit, this is what scientifically proved now. It's great for the mind, great for the body, for the emotions, to be calmer at least, to be able to be aware of one's own emotions, not to react too much, like with anger and negative emotions. So it helps us to stabilize ourselves, and that's a wonderful thing. And there's very little practices that can do that in the world. In such an effective way. It's just basically being with oneself. Meditating is like being mindful about whatever we do. So mindfulness and meditation and self-dialogue are very much intertwined. So mindfulness is just being aware of the now. One could define it that way. Not being in the past, not being in the present, but just being aware of whatever one does, do it fully. Like when we eat fully aware. So that's what we discussed a little bit, I think yesterday maybe or 2 days ago, is to try to, like a challenge, to eat in a mindful way. So to eat without doing anything else, basically. If you never tried it, please just try it out. See how it goes. Just have a lunch or dinner one time, maybe today, without any distractions. So no phones. Phone, you can put it in airplane mode. Maybe listen to something very cool, like classical music, not heavy. No televisions, no reading, no newspaper, no magazines, no books, no lectures, no nothing. Just the simple act of eating is wonderful, because then we can really taste the food. Maybe we will discover that we hate our food, the taste of the food that we eat. Maybe for 5 years we ate the same thing and we never really tasted it, so we just ate it and did other things, and now, oh, what is that? I really do not like it. Or on the contrary, I love it. Oh, I never tasted it. It was tasted so amazing. So yes, try it out and see how it goes. So yeah, so mindfulness and meditation are intertwined. And so the benefit of meditation is it's not only meditation, it's also mindfulness, awareness. So it's developing in several areas in life. Meditation also helps a lot to be kinder and more compassionate towards ourselves and others, which is wonderful. So we become more kind, more compassionate, like calmer. We listen better. Usually, we just let other talk, and then if we have anything to say, we say it. But we are more attentive, because in meditation we are very attentive to whatever comes. So we learn how to be attentive, to being aware of things around us. That's another advantage of meditation. It's great for emotional balance, of course, and and then there's also the spiritual side, so-called spiritual side. But I'm always a bit hesitant saying like spiritual side. What does it mean exactly? spiritual, what do we mean? Um, so there are several aspects to it. So spirituality can be about becoming like a better person, like improving ourselves, our virtues, so-called virtues, not hurting anyone, any living being. That's certainly a spiritual goal. Like living in this world as well as possible, being a good citizen of this world. Um, but it's also about discovering ourselves, to know ourselves, like to try to answer the "Who am I?" Conundrum question, like life question. Who am I? Is a wonderful question to ponder on. And meditation is one way of getting an answer about it. Like when we meditate, there can be in many different ways. One is about how we like, are we an emotion? No. Are we this body? No, we are not. Even though this body is super important and super amazing, but we are not the body. It's a gift that we've been granted that we have to take good care of. But it's not us. Just a cloth, a beautiful cloth. And then inside we can also start to see like wonderful thing about the consciousness, the levels of consciousness. Like it's like a trip, like a voyage in our own consciousness, inner consciousness. And then we can get into like great states of consciousness that normally we don't have in normal physical life. We are not aware of it even, that it exists. Yeah, and then it's like a voyage. It's a trip inside of ourselves, and sometimes we can have visions. We can see like divine light and hear divine music. And this gets us in a state of rapture, like we become like what is called samadhi. It's a wonderful state of blissfulness. And yeah, so that's how we start to go inside ourselves to try to discover who we really are and to advance in a spiritual world, and seeing that like this physical universe is not the only universe that exists. It's one of several, of many, of infinite. And there are different layers of dimensions that one goes to through meditation, through spiritual practice. And then yeah, there's like so-called goal that we reach where we become self-realized or God-realized. There are some terms which may differ from lineage to lineage. They may resemble each other, some, but yeah, some are levels oriented. Are which level? So there is some kind of level still of consciousness that one can ascend to or change. And we try to discover this, like a discovery channel, like a spiritual consciousness discovery channel. It's a wonderful voyage. But yes, so meditation has many different aspects to it. But even just staying like so-called on earth is amazing. Just trying to understand our emotions, become a better citizen of the world is one of the main goal of spirituality. Becoming the best versions of ourselves, coming basically a good person, a kind person. Like in Buddhism, there are three main practices. Well, one thing, just I'm not a Buddhist, but I admire Buddha very much. He was an amazing spiritual guide, and his way of teaching was quite different than others. He did not talk about God. He was more focused on the virtues of people, so on making people virtuous, not on like one person, like following a person and then that person will do something like help us, like a god or something like that. It was more, we are our own destiny, and we have to do good things in order to reap good things in the future. This doesn't mean that teachers do not exist and teachers that could guide us. There are, but it means also the responsibility is on our own self, on our own virtue development. So Buddhism, there are three main practices. First one is called Sila. Sila is basically developing virtues. Second one is Samadhi, can be defined as blissful state, tranquility, linked to meditation, mindfulness. And the third practice is Prajna, which means wisdom. In a sense, wisdom born out of the first two, out of virtues and meditation, mindfulness, but also like studying virtuous people's discourses, like the Buddhas, Jesus Christ, or whoever one believes in, or current world guides. There are some good teachers nowadays too. So those three are really going hand in hand. So it's not just meditation, it's also about developing virtues and wisdom, which is very, very important. So we don't really want only meditation. Meditation by itself, well, if one concentrates on the wrong thing, meditation helps to concentrate very well on one object. But if one concentrates on negative things, that's not very helpful. So if, for example, one concentrates on anger, that would, and one can concentrate one pointed on anger, I'm not sure what would happen, but it's probably not a good result. So virtues enables us to bring some order. So it's the base load, the basement of the house. And without when we build a house, we need to build the bases, the core part of the house. Without it, the house is very unstable and could collapse at any moment, and we don't want that. So meditation is built on virtues. Virtues is really the core of spiritual practice. Without it, there's practically no point to the spirituality, which is why we need to work on it. That's why we need to become better persons, so-called kinder and more compassionate, less anger, less jealousy, envy. So actually, well, no anger, jealousy, envy, and any negative emotion, and then promote the positive one, like helping others and not stealing, telling lies, and so on. So that's why it is important to practice virtues, and that's why I'm also very much into the vegan lifestyle, because that's, for me, is the most kind and compassionate way of living in this world. It's like it's a philosophy, one could say, veganism. it's not a religion, of course, but it's a kind of how a philosophy of life, a wonderful philosophy of life. A philosophy based on kindness and compassion to all living beings. What better philosophy can there be? It includes everything. If you are compassionate and kind, then we will not do any of the unvirtuous things to anyone, humans or not humans. We will not hurt any humans. We will not go to war against other humans. We will not hurt the animals or the insects or the birds, or we will not put birds in cages, because we will feel, oh, we are also the birds, because we are one with all beings. We expand our consciousness, basically. So meditation is also about expanding one's consciousness to all beings. Like we become one with everything, basically. I mean, I know it sounds a bit a bit strange, maybe, but just expanding one's consciousness to include all beings, as if we are them and they are us. So treat everybody as they are, as we would like to be treated. I think all saints and mystics say the same thing. So yes, and then we have to develop wisdom also. So it's not only meditation, not only virtues, but also wisdom born out of it. And basically what the saints and the mystics say, it can be it can be summarized in just a couple of words. Really, it's spirituality in that sense is so easy. They usually, saints and mystics, they repeat themselves a lot in different ways with hundreds of stories and different viewpoints to the same truth, but the truth is just one. And the practice is also extremely easy. Basically, it's one could summarize it as maybe be good, do good, be one. So be good, be a good person. Do good is do good to everybody, all living beings. And be one is be just imagine that all are one. Basically, be one with everyone, everybody, all living beings. Feel their pain and their suffering as if they are your own, our own. So that is the idea behind this, about virtues, meditation, and prajna, wisdom. And yoga is quite similar, basically. So in yoga, there is the 8 limbs of Patanjali, and there the first 2 are more about virtues, basically. The yamas is how we behave with others, especially, and the niyamas are how we behave kind of with ourselves or our own practice. So yeah, and then so the 8 limbs of Patanjali, so they include 8 limbs that to follow, and then the 2 first one are about more virtues, and then there are different ones afterwards that comes. But basically, we can do all of them together, so that we need to do one by one. And yeah, and what we do in meditation, we basically follow this this idea also of meditation concentration. So in the limbs of Patanjali, he discusses about concentration, meditation, and samadhi, or blissful state. And the blissful state is kind of the not the end point, but some could say the starting point. But it's an evolution from concentration. So when one's concentration increases by a certain amount, then one will start to feel more and more in a kind of blissful state, in a tranquil state also. So one doesn't need to be like in a state where one is out of this world and doesn't even know this world. Maybe sometimes one can get in that state, but it's more advanced way is just to be in this world very simple, live very simply, and inside ourselves to be in a blissful state. It's like being in both worlds, in the other world and the inner world in the same time. Um, that's the best. So yeah, so we are going to see then again the Himalayan tradition way of doing, and that's kind of the way. There's more to it, of course. There are some great teachers around that teaches that way, um, and yes, and one can learn a lot from them and from Swami Rama and other mystics and meditation teachers. So I think I talked a bit a lot today. I think it's the first time that I do that for the practice. Just wanted to introduce it a little bit um, so that you know what we are going to do. It's not just like it's not just like a robotic way of doing. There's an idea behind it. There's a logic, and yes. So let's go to the actual practice. So let's just do the usual one like we did yesterday and before. So it's very easy. Just very simple. Just um, bring your hand, inhale, hands up, and then go to one side. Don't strain yourself. Then inhale, expand the back, and exhale, turn a bit more. Inhale, hands up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, extend the back. Exhale, turn a bit more. Come back to center. Now do some Sufi rolls. So Sufi rolls are very good. They are very like the spine can expand and all. It's basically similar to the cat cows, but in the sitting position, and it's much easier to do. So just inhale, go forward, exhale yeah, like inhale, like your chest is coming forward, and then exhale to the side, to behind. Then the other side. Come back to center, then one hand on the floor, then one hand up, and then very gently just turn to one side. Then the other side. Other side. And one last time, the other side. And come back to center. And now put your hands on your shoulders and just inhale up, exhale down. And the other way. And come back to center. Now just stepping, just very slowly, just bring yourself forward. Come back. Change the position of the legs. So the other leg forward and one leg back, and fall forward. Very gently. And come back. And then also one last thing is that the hands just make some circles. And the other way. And that's it. If you need to do anything else, just do it now. Just maybe your head, you want to make some rolls. With the rolls, I'm always hesitant. So often there's some like those that do the rolls of the head, but for some people it's not very healthy. So I rarely do it. I mean, I do it myself, but for some, I don't want to do something that could injure anyone. So yes, if you feel like you want to do it, it can feel very good if you don't have any neck issues. Yeah, so let's say that's what you can do if you are not a very exercise oriented person. You can do just something like that for 5-10 minutes, maybe a bit further than that, and that could be enough just for before meditation. So that would be the physical asanas. And okay, so after physical asanas, what do we do? What do I hear you say? We do relaxation. So relaxation, again, there are many different types of relaxation. One of the most well-known, I mean, some of the most well-known are the 31 points of relaxation, or the 61 points, body scans, and tense and relax. So let's do again the 31 points of relaxation. If you already know how to do it by yourself, then just do it at your own pace. Otherwise, let's do it together one more time. So the 31 points we're going to do for at least 10 days. Then maybe we are going to go further afterwards. But for now, we will keep it at that. And that's it. Normally, we keep the 31 points until one really can concentrate on all the points very well. And only then we pass to more advanced versions. And one should not go too fast in advanced versions. It's better to stay with those that are more easier, simpler, and then really concentrate on making them better. So having a good foundation is very important. So just try to sit upright with the head, neck, and trunk aligned. And the hands, doesn't matter what they do. I can, just something that is comfortable. And bring all your attention to the space between the eyebrows. Then move your attention to the pit of the throat. to the right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, tip of the right thumb, tip of the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Back to the right wrist, right elbow, right shoulder, pit of the throat, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, tip of the left thumb, tip of the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Back to the left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, pit of the throat, the space between the chest, middle of the chest, right chest, middle of the chest, left chest, and middle of the chest. And then just relax. So the idea behind it is manifold. One is basically it's a focus exercise. One could say it's a meditation kind of, where we try to focus as much as possible on those points and stay with those points. So avoid following the thoughts. And then those points are like considered like energy centers, and they can like unblock or activate those centers when we focus on them. For those who rarely do body scans, who never do body scans, so in body scans we basically scan the body from head to toe, and we try to bring all our awareness to those points or spaces so that we can feel them, activate them, or just being aware of what happened at that point or space. So it depends on one's practice. Yeah, so okay, so let's pass now to the pranayama. So we did now relaxation, so we did physical exercise, then we go to relaxation, and now we go to pranayama. That's the order. In pranayama, we are going to do again the breathing, very simple breathing exercises, where we breathe in for 3 seconds, breathe out for 3 seconds. And we try to make it, if you remember from yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago, we discussed how we should breathe during those moments. So it should be silent, completely, as much silent as possible, unless the nose is blocked. That is fine. It should be without jerks or jerkiness, so make it really very smooth. And during the practice, notice if it does some jerks. So when there are some jerks, then it means the thoughts came at that moment, and we try to follow them. Try to make it diaphragmatic. So that means like the belly should be without any tension, and we should breathe from so just the belly expands, but basically nothing else almost. And the chest and the shoulders are very, very relaxed. So this is diaphragmatic breathing. And then we have we try to minimize the retention, or not retention, the pauses at the top of the inhalation and at the bottom of the exhalation. So we try to make it as smooth as possible without pauses or very small one. Not in an abrupt way, but in a very kind of cool way. Yes, those are the main points to be aware of when we do this exercise. So let's start with just 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out, and put all your attention to doing this, and in again a very relaxed way. So it should feel relaxed. If you are tense, then something is not right. And try to be aware if there is any jerkiness, if there is any pauses between the breaths. Be aware if it is diaphragmatic. That means if you are really relaxed. Notice if you make maybe some noise without even noticing it. Something noise that you can actually work on, not natural noise. That's of course okay. And and try to feel relaxed. So let's do that for a couple of minutes. So 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out. So let's pass now um, to the x seconds, 2x seconds acceleration, which is extremely calming to the system. So we will do just 2 seconds in, 4 seconds out, which is fairly should be safe for most people. Even if that is too much, then just adapt to whatever you can. So let's do that for a couple of minutes again. Same thing, just breathing in for 2 seconds and out for 4 seconds. So now let's pass to Nadi Shodanam. So we do what we did yesterday. So we will do it for a total of like 10 days. We will do the same exercise in order to get used to it. And then you can do it on your own if you wish afterwards when this challenge finishes, or well, anytime. So it's very good to calm also the mind, to balance left and right. So the idea again is to put the hands in Vishnu Mudra. So you bend the ring and the middle finger, and you use the thumb and the ring finger to block the left or the right. And then we exhale or inhale depending on which side we do, and there are different patterns that we're going to see. So we're going to do the pattern number 1 together. If you already know the pattern or a different pattern, or you want to do something similar but in a different way, feel free. So let's inhale, exhale, inhale to start. Block right, exhale from left. Switch, inhale from right. Switch, exhale. Switch, inhale. Switch, exhale. Switch, inhale. Exhale from same. Switch, inhale. Switch, exhale. Switch, inhale. Switch, exhale. Switch, inhale. Now second round. Switch, exhale. Switch, inhale. Switch, exhale. Switch, inhale. Switch, exhale. Switch, inhale. Exhale from same. Switch, inhale. Switch, exhale. Switch, inhale. Switch, exhale. Switch, inhale. Third round. Switch, exhale. Switch, inhale. Switch, exhale. Switch, inhale. Switch, exhale. Switch, inhale. Exhale from same. Switch, inhale. Switch, exhale. Switch, inhale. Switch, exhale. And switch, inhale. And relax. And just feel the effects, if any, of this practice. if you feel more relaxed or more tense. Okay, so now we move to the self-dialogue part of it. So in self-dialogue, as discussed before, it's one when we discuss when we talk with ourselves in a positive, kind, and compassionate way. So we talk with our own mind. We talk with our so-called higher self, with our Buddhi. And it may sound a bit strange because actually, who are we talking to? But okay, that aside, we always talk with ourselves. So here we just try to talk in a positive and interesting and good way. So just a rapid recap. So we can it can be a prayer. Prayer is a self-dialogue kind of talk that prays to higher forces, nature, just in general. Pray for the goodness of all mankind, of all living beings, of all animals. Those kind of prayers doesn't need to be like religious kind of prayers. One doesn't need to believe in God to pray. It's just having a good, positive wish to all beings, basically. Also to nature, I mean, to also the trees, the plants, the flowers. That's also important. Yeah, so that's one type of self-dialogue. Another one is gratitude. So being grateful, that's a kind of self-dialogue, of course, and it's a very positive one. So gratitude is the mother of all virtues. So it's good to cultivate it as much as possible. Always being grateful to everyone, to our teachers, and to our families, members, colleagues, all the pets that we have, all the dogs, cats. Yeah, it's a wonderful thing to be grateful. And then there's another kind, which is contemplation on higher truths, like who am I kind of questions that one can just reflect on and think. One will not necessarily get the answer. It's a kind of just let it come and let intuition take its way. And because who am I is such a difficult concept, we can also think what we are not. Then the next type is self-counseling. So questions like, what do I want, and how can I achieve it? What are my goals, aspirations in life? That's a very good thing to be clear about. Especially how can we make it happen? So, like we have many of us have good aspirations, good inspirations, but what can we do to realize them? If we want to help the the world, what can we do? And we all can help the world by a lot, in different ways. I mean, there's not one way. There are many different ways. Just helping one one small insect is a very helpful way of helping the world. Why? Because the insect is the beloved. The insect is just the beloved taking the costume of the insect. So if one helps the smallest of insects, one helps the beloved, and the beloved will be very happy about it. So yeah, even small things that we do have a lot of meaning. We should not think that we need to do grand things like save the world. It's a bit too much pressure on us. We can do our best, and then whatever happens. We have no control over most things in this world. Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know. And so that's another type of self-dialogue. Then and the last one is friendliness with the mind. So being friendly, talking friendly with the mind, any topic that you wish. It's yeah, one is free to choose the topic. So let's do that for about so relatively long time. So maybe just let's because we didn't take any pause, so that's a bit too much. Let's take just 5 minutes pause, and then we will start the self-dialogue practice. So yeah, just 5 minutes. One more minute. Okay, so let's start. So we're going to do it for about 15 minutes. Just do a self-dialogue with your own self and try to find first you should sit in an upright position and be very stable and comfortable, and then start the self-dialogue practice, and you choose which part of it you wish. Yeah, so just one thing, because I talked about iodine before, about Dr. Michael Greger, that he recommends eating 1 or 2 sheets of nori every day. And I hesitated between omega-3 and iodine, but actually it was not omega-3, but it may contain maybe a little bit, but it is for iodine. So that's a great way to get daily iodine in an easy way. Yeah, I will leave the link in the notes so that you can check it out. So let's pass now to the final practice. So that is the actual meditation or concentration. Again, like before, we are going to do like Kaya Shteriam before. So just Kaya Shteriam again means Kaya means body, Shteriam means stability or stable. And yeah, we try to be as stable as possible, not moving like a tree. One could imagine it like a mountain, even like a stone. I like the tree visual because trees are strong, but they're a little bit flexible. So it leaves us with a bit of flexibility. So if we were to sway just a little bit, that is okay. And yes, and then we will focus on the breath, like before. So we try to be aware of the breath without controlling it. Just being aware of it, being aware of the sensation of the breath in the entrance of the nostrils or inside. I mean, wherever one feels that air coming in and out, in order to help with stabilization of focus of the mind. And it's a good way to before like doing this, but doing to start it with counting the breaths, like when we inhale, we think 1, then we exhale, then we think 2 in the next inhale, and so on until 5, and then we come back to 1. Either that or think like in when we breathe in and out when we breathe out. That way the mind is more focused because it's a kind of mantra. And then once the mind is relaxed, then we can let go of the counting and just focus on the sensation of the breath at the entrance of the nostrils. A good strategy also is when we have thoughts to when we have thoughts, then we think thinking. So we say in our mind thinking. That way we have we are like acknowledging the thought, and then it's we can immediately go back to the concentration. So that way, just acknowledging the thoughts help us to become more stable in our mind and be able to be mindful and to return to our object of concentration. Otherwise, the mind can get in the future, past, or whatever we want to do or we have done, but we want to remain present in the best possible way. So that's why we do this concentration of the air coming in and out, or with this counting of in and out, or thinking, like the word thinking. When we have thoughts, then we can easily return to the meditation and the practice. Yes, so let's do that. Let's try that. So we're going to do it for about 25 minutes. So try to feel as comfortable as possible. Yeah, so let's do this. So take some time to feel comfortable. Spine straight, head, neck, and trunk aligned. Be as stable as possible, as comfortable as possible. Find a position that you can stay in for a relatively long time. And relax your body. Do a body scan to relax your body as much as possible. Any space of tension, just let it go. Your shoulders, your face, eyes, your belly. Just let go of any tension. And now bring all your awareness to your right leg. Feel it as though it grows roots and it goes to the center of the earth. It's very heavy. Bring your awareness to your right lower leg, right upper leg, right hip, your entire right leg. Feel it relaxed. Now switch your awareness to your left hip, left upper leg, lower leg, entire leg, your feet, both legs together. Feel as though they are very heavy and grow roots to the center of the earth. Now bring your awareness to your back, your lower back, middle back, upper back. Now your torso and belly. Bring all your awareness to your shoulders, to the right arm, lower right arm, upper right arm, right hand and fingers. Relax them. Bring your awareness to your left lower arm, upper arm, left hand and fingers, and just relax them. Left shoulder, right shoulder, both arms together. Bring all your awareness to your neck, the back of the head, the top of the head, your forehead, eyebrows, ears, nose, nostrils, your mouth, teeth, tongue, chin, and jaw. Relax your entire face. Bring a small smile to your mouth. Now relax your entire body. Imagine it is like a tree, growing roots in the ground, branches in the hands. And now watch the breath. Just watch it. Watch the sensation of the breath in the entrance of the nostrils. You can also count the breath to start with. And after a couple of minutes, just let go and watch again the breath. So we do this for about 20 minutes now. So this concludes the day's practice. Maybe just as a summary. So what we saw today is the vegan lifestyle is very healthy, especially if one takes the whole food plant-based diet route. But in all cases, even if not, it will be much healthier than the meat alternative. There will be some things to watch out for, like vitamin B12, iodine, especially. But it's very easy to get them in various ways with fortified food or like a pill maybe once a week or daily, depends. Or like sometimes I use for vitamin B12 like the piplet, something that tastes really like candy. That one can just take a little bit every day, and it tastes really good. It's like it's a candy basically, but healthy one. Yeah, so it is. I mean, it can help to prevent heart diseases, prevent diabetes, and even reverse in cases, even in many cases, both. If one has any heart disease, then if one goes whole food plant-based, then it can do a miracle. Same for diabetes, and the type 2 diabetes can normally be reversed, I think, in many cases, which is awesome. And many other ailments that we have can also be resolved through this lifestyle. So that's quite wonderful. So it's not only good for the animals, obviously, for the planet, and for ourselves, for our own health. So for today, the challenge is to try to be very mindful about what we eat and where it comes from. So when we eat, we can actually try to envision where does our food comes from, whatever we eat. That is a very good mindfulness practice, and that can help us to understand our food, because most of the time we don't think about the origin of food. When we eat, we just eat. But the food, I mean, when we eat some food, they come from the other side of the world, even. So it took a long time to it to arrive to our plate, and we never think about it. So it's good to be mindful of that. And then the challenge also will be, not the challenge, it's a recommendation for today is to watch Forks Over Knives. It's it's one of the best whole food plant-based documentary. It's a very professionally made, with wonderful doctors, with Dr. T. Colin Campbells, with Caldwell Esselstyn, Dr. Clapper, also amazing compassionate doctor, and other doctors as well. And with many patients, and one sees the evolution of the patient when they go plant-based, and first they have to take a lot of pills, even shots, daily shots, and then we see how it evolves over time. And yeah, it's not a trick, it's not an illusion, it's not a fake things. It's real people who have issues, and then they get transformed. So I think that's what medicine should be all about. It should be about really healing people in a permanent way, not just curing them like surgeries with pills. Not that surgeries and pills don't have their place. Sometimes we don't have a choice. But in many cases, we can prevent those through proper proper lifestyle, not only food but also exercise, no smoking, no alcohol or limited strongly, no drugs, and so on. And good sleep. Sleep is also very important. So some say that sleep is just as important as diet. I'm not sure. I think diet is number one, but sleep is certainly important. Yeah, I think that's it. And then I think tomorrow, I'm not sure which topic I will discuss. I think it will go maybe social justice, which is also a very interesting and quite fascinating topic related to animal farms and the animal agriculture related. And yes, so I I wish you a wonderful day filled with peace and bliss, I hope. Um, and if for you it's very early, then maybe you can go back to sleep, just relax a bit. And thank you, and see you next time. Bye.